two-step equations. Now, for additions and subtractions, we use the idea that we change the side and change the sign. For multiplications and divisions, we do the opposite. So that's what we've seen in our previous lessons. Now we're going to combine them. Let's look at some examples. We're asked to solve the following. First one, 5a minus 2 equals 28. Now we've got this minus 2 and the 28. They're our numbers. We get them both to the one side. So that minus 2 comes over to the right-hand side. And recall, when it does, we change the sign. So the minus 2 becomes plus 2. So we have 5a on the left. Let's write that down, making sure we put our equals underneath each other. And on the right-hand side, 28 plus 2 is 30. So there's our first step done. Now we need to get the a by itself. At the moment, it's timesing by the 5. The opposite of that is to divide by 5. We must also do it to the other side. The 5's on the left-hand side will cancel each other out. So we've got the a by itself. So we can write a equals, and 30 divided by 5 is 6. So our answer there, a equals 6. Terrific. Our second example, we have 8k plus 5 equals 21. Now there's our plus 5 and our 21. The two numbers there, will get them to the same side. So we're going to move the plus 5. And when the plus 5 changes side, it's going to change sign, become minus 5. So on the left-hand side, 8k, put our equals underneath each other. And then 21 minus 5 is 16. So first step done. Our second step now, there's our k. We want to try to get that by itself. At the moment, it's timesing by 8. So the opposite of that is to divide by 8. And we'll do that to both sides. On the left-hand side, those 8's will cancel each other out. So we've got k by itself. So k equals, and 16 divided by 8 is 2. So our answer there, k equals 2. Our third example, 5 minus 4a equals 13. Well, there's our 5, there's our 13, our two numbers. Let's get them to the one side. So we're going to take that 5 and bring it over. Now, have a think about it. That 5, is that negative 5 or positive 5 now? Well, there's nothing in front of the 5, so it is positive 5. So when it comes over, we subtract 5. We do the opposite. We change the sign. Now, on the left-hand side, we have negative 4a. Right, a common mistake here is people just write the 4a, but it in fact is minus 4a. And 13 minus 5 is 8. So there's our a. We need to get that by itself. At the moment, multiplying by the negative 4. So we need to divide by negative 4. Make sure we do it to the other side as well. Those negative 4's there on the left will cancel each other out. So great, we've got the a by itself. So we write a equals, and 8 divided by negative 4 equals negative 2. Our fourth and final example for this lesson, we have 5x and 7x. We have two terms that have the letters involved in this particular one, a little bit different from the others. That's okay, we get them both to one side. So that 5x, the positive 5x, comes over and becomes minus 5x. So on the left-hand side we have positive 6. We can just write that as 6 with the equals underneath each other. 7x minus 5x is 2x. Now, we're trying to get the x by itself. At the moment, timesing by 2, so let's divide by 2, both sides. On the right-hand side, those 2's will cancel each other out. So there it is. The x is by itself. That is what we wanted. So we're going to write x equals. All right, we just tend to write, if we've got the x by itself, let's write it at the start. So x equals, and then 6 divided by 2 is 3. So our final answer there, x equals 3.